Whether your company is fully remote or back to the office or somewhere in between, you probably feel the communication isn't as good as it could be, and that it's affecting the quality of your work. And you probably have a sense that meetings are somehow responsible, that there's too many of them and they take too much time and they make it hard to be productive. And that if only you could fix meetings, it would really make all of work better. Of course, there's no single thing you could do to fix your entire company's meeting culture, but actually there is. And I'll tell you what it is. But first, a little bit of context. Meetings get blamed for a lot, and justifiably so. And there have been lots of maximalist attempts to reform meeting culture, everything from enforcing strict agenda rules to canceling meetings altogether. But I think it's actually simpler than that. Look, there's really two things wrong with meetings in most companies. There's too many of them, and they kind of suck. So, what you want to do is make fewer meetings and make better meetings. And the way to do that is to understand that those two things are actually the same. There's a positive reinforcement cycle because better meetings make fewer meetings, which make better meetings, which make fewer meetings, which make better meetings. And once you get this flywheel started, the results are pretty remarkable. Because if you have better meetings, you communicate better, people understand more, your company makes fewer mistakes, which means that you don't have as much reason to have follow up meetings. And when you have fewer meetings, it leaves more time to actually get work done, to prepare, which leads to better meetings. This is a virtuous cycle. And you can start literally at any part of it. Just reduce some meetings and try to make the ones you have better. And there is one main way to do that. So, the main power move is to think about all the work that you currently do synchronously at the same time as other people and decide which of it is better done that way and which of it is better to do asynchronously, not at the same time with other people. Now, all meetings by definition are synchronous. Whether you're in person or on live video, it's multiple people in real time at the same time communicating, doing something together. And some types of communication are absolutely best done live. But other types, you're actually much better off not doing them live. They are more effective when they're recorded. And all you have to do is think about your meetings and decide which parts should be meetings, synchronous, and which parts should be pulled out of meetings and be done asynchronously. So, how do you know which parts of a meeting are best done live and which parts are best done as recordings? Well, we call it the facehole test. So, the next time you're on a Zoom call or in an in person meeting, just look around. Is there one person moving their facehole a lot for multiple minutes at a time while everyone else is silent? If so, that's not a discussion, that's a lecture or an update. In either case, it's something that shouldn't be done live. It should be a recording. It would be better as a recording. Um, what are meetings good at? What's live good at? Well, it's discussions. It's when people take turns speaking and listening every few seconds, when there's an actual conversation happening, when decisions are being made. So, meetings, synchronous work, is best for discussions. Recordings, asynchronous work, is best for updates. Think about it like this. Imagine different types of communication laid out like a pyramid with a recorded video, asynchronous work at the bottom, live video, video meetings, Zoom calls, things like that in the middle, and live in person all the way at the top. You want to do each type of communication in the place where it's best. Recorded video is great for explaining things, for giving updates. Anytime that you would fail the face hole test, where you want to talk and other people are listening, you want to convey information, you're better off sending a recording. And that's actually better for everyone. Why? Well, because it's friendlier to the presenter, to you, because you can do this until you get it right. You can use visuals with the right tools. It's actually very easy and very effective. You don't have to be nervous about presenting live, but it's also much friendlier to the audience because they don't have to watch it at the same time. They can watch it when they're ready, and they don't have to watch it at the same speed. I don't know how people put up with me at 1x speed. You should definitely be watching this at least 1.5. But live video is great for discussions, for questions and answers, for making decisions. It's more expensive than recording because you're asking to coordinate schedules. You're asking people to do something at the same time, but it's much better than recorded for actually quick decisions and for discussions. And live in person, that's the most precious. Whether you do it every day at the office or rarely because you're remote, uh, getting people together in the same place at the same time is quite precious. It's quite special. And there should never be a boring in person meeting. That's kind of a tragedy. You never get that time back. Instead, when you're in person, you should be doing things that are amazingly best in person: bonding, building trust, building relationships, having great meals. So that's the main idea. Think about what's in a meeting And whenever you are explaining something or teaching or giving an update or giving a status report, don't do that in the meeting. Do that ahead of time in video. And then when you meet, either on video or in person, use that to talk about the information that you've already shared. And anyone can do this. You don't have to be the boss, although it helps if you are, because if you are, you could just say that we're going to do status updates asynchronously by sending recordings. And then when we meet, we're only going to meet to discuss things and do things interactively. But if you're not the boss, next time you have to present something at a meeting, just make a video and send it out ahead of time and say, hey, I wanted to make sure that we got this right. So I made this to watch in advance so we could just use the time together to talk about it, and then do that. And if you show up to the meeting and not everyone has seen your video, just play it at the meeting. It's still going to save you time over doing it live, and it's going to have better results. And people very quickly get into the habit of doing the asynchronous work asynchronously. And of course, this isn't about any particular products. It's about the philosophy. And you can do this in lots of different ways. Although, of course, we make mmhmm, which we think is great for recorded video and live video. We are trying to make the best set of products to make this reality possible. Anyway, I hope this helps. I hope it lets you have better meetings and fewer meetings and better meetings and fewer meetings and improve work culture in general. Thanks.